arena game or the first seat. It's again on revised base. Um, we've got two Earth Cult rewards here and late trading post scoring. So I think kind of a mid-game expansion due to this trading, this dwellings event is pretty good here. Probably engineers can't be that bad, um, especially with two power tiles in the game. In the first seat, they're likely to be able to open double dig. We'll just put engineers into the game and see how it goes. Well, we immediately get witches picked into engineers, so engineers are going to be very rough here. Like almost certainly they'll be one of the worst factions, actually. Um, so that's unfortunate. This is why I don't uh, play engineers in Snellman games, I guess, especially from an early seat. Actually, I guess my one Snellman game with engineers this season has been a disaster, compounded by multiple typos. My opponent picked giants instead of cultists, which seems absurd to me. But yeah, I typoed a few of my towns, so that also looks rough. So witches, contrary to engineers, can like have a fine game in engineers' presence because witches E7, like they can single dig their way up here for two dwellings. They can single dig. They can easily ship up to here for two dwellings. So they have two easy town spots and connection. They have inherent scoring in like a reasonable scoring setup. Presumably the first two tiles to go this game will be the worker power and the priest. I expect nomads to get onto the priest. Well, nomads will have either worker power or priest. I think that the fourth seat, if they start with an earth step like swarmlings or darklings or I don't know, whoever, getting the first priest to earth means that you get a spade. Nomads do have an earth step, so I think that they would be very happy to get the priest here. Not sure who would want the worker power more than the priest if they're not taking Earth 1 or Earth 2. It's kind of an interesting game for Earth 2, actually. It's Darklings. Nomads have tempo in E6 this game, so I think I like that. It's also kind of like a miniature TP rush nomads with round 2 TPs in the TP tile. The fact that you get to play ahead of Darklings means that you do get tempo in E6. Here I'm kind of assuming that you're going to get either this power tile or you're going to get leech from somewhere so that you can single dig this, but that is no guarantee. Ice Train goes for Darklings first. Darklings are going to be very good here. If you do manage to make this event work out for you, then it can be very profitable, especially with landscapes going. I mean, Darklings, like, the thing about this map is that it's not very favorable to Darklings. I think that in this map, you want to split start. You don't actually play network, and that makes it kind of awkward to pay too much for them. Like, you actually do want to play network when it's Engies and Witches against each other, but Darklings don't actually contest network very well, even with this color matchup. On this map especially, like, do you start double east, or like, do you start h5 and try to carve a town through here? Like, I don't hate the idea of starting h5, g5 or something and carving a town here, and then like you try to ship out here to get some hexes later. Um, the ship tile is in the game. Um, action is on Darklings early. Seems fine. There's a question of if it's a Fire 1 or Earth 2 game. Um, the two workers tile is in the game, which makes it a little more worker tight, especially Darklings love getting workers. And then there is this spade event in the game, which pays you off for Earth coins. And then there's two high coin pass tiles in the game. So those are all in favor of Earth 2 Darklings. My thought for Fire 1 Darklings is that this round 4 Dwellings event, I think what you really want here is you really want to have like a ton of shipping so that you can get all the way out to H3. If you're starting on H5, then or F3 or something, then like you can do shipping shenanigans with like a bunch of ship. You need 2 ship plus digs to get through here. And then you need shipping to get through here. These nomads bids are assuming that you're getting a town through here. I'm assuming that a center town for nomads happens here, with a single spade in round 1 on this hex. I think that the Darklings game plan is good if you start, like, I think that there's a good game plan with either a split start with, like, G5, C1, or between H5, G5. The issue with H5, G5 is you kind of risk nomads being jerks and just taking F5 from you. I wonder if there's a case this game as Darklings to just send Priest to Water and Priest to Earth in round 1 and then Temple for Earth 2. Instead of fighting for the workers' action and stuff. It seems a little iffy to me, but then if 4 actions is the shortest round, like you take the Priest, you send 2 Priests off, then you Temple for Earth 2, and then you pass onto 6 coins or 7 coins, and then you just take, well, you probably can't pass onto 7 coins because someone's going to have that in round 1. That's the issue, I guess. A little bit of Nomads down like 5 points here. Don't really see how that goes wrong for them, other than losing E6. I think losing E6 is like a pretty, like, Darklings don't really want this time. I think that F3 is just not a very good starting hex for Darklings, and that's part of why, like, I'm not bidding them too heavily. I think as Nomads, I might start, like, E5, E8, G4. E8 gets leech from witches as they build through here. It's also good for connection, like it's a necessary hex for connection. You hope to beat Darklings up here, which I think that you should be able to, because otherwise Darklings would have to start C4, A8, or B3 or something in order to take B4 away from you. As for engineers, I just really don't like them here. I think I'd be willing to pay like 10 points for everyone before I went to engineers. I'll pay one last one for nomads here, and then I'm probably switching to witches. I also don't think that Darklings are that bad. Honestly, like the round 3 spade event is very good for Darklings. So, it's just that like their value is probably relatively not that good. Engineers, you might start with a power tile, depending on who has the other power tile. If nomads have the other power tile, then you might start with a power tile just to guarantee yourself the double spade. Engineers, you're not playing for network. You don't really have a second town either. Like witches can take I6. Like witches, a witches player who ships can just take I6 from you as well, which is frustrating. I have a 7-point lead on nomads, so we're going to see how this works out. I'm not pleased about this color matchup. I greatly dislike gray versus green, and I already have regrets that maybe I should have just been on one of these guys instead. Ice Train is on engineers, which is interesting. Like, Ice Train put witches in against engineers, maybe thinking like that they had a plan. But they're starting up there. So that's one awkward thing for witches, I guess. Because you're likely to lose G6 to Darklings. So this, if you want to make a 3-hex town here, it'll cost you 3 digs for it. More likely I'm going to want to ship up to B5. It's only 2 ship. There's no temp ship in the game, but there is this guy. So Darklings start on F3, which is not where I would have started, I think. I mean, it is important for Leech, so, but this also hurts Nomads. So if Darklings wind up digging E6 with their first action or something, if Darklings take Worker Power, that puts Nomads in a very awkward spot. That's what I would like to see happen here. Nomads start up here, which I think that they should have started E8. I'm not going to go up there to be friends with them. This also lowers Nomad's chances of getting Leech. In fact, it annihilates Nomad's chances of getting Leech. Jack, you think that Nomads look nice? Yeah, I think that, I agree. Nomads were what I was bidding at first. I was thinking that Darklings might not start F3, and then, because like Darklings, if they take Worker Power, like I think that if Darklings take the Priest and Nomads get Worker Power, I would probably be single digging E6 with my first action, because like what is this Darklings player doing here otherwise, right? Like if I'm Darklings, I'm digging E6 first action every time. Oh, your stream keeps cutting out. Is it you? It says that I have 45 slow frames, but no drop frames. Maybe I should restart. Okay, so it does go this way. I need to decide, probably, yeah, probably the cult step is a little better than the extra coin. Like it'll pay me a coin down the line if I put it on Earth. Eh. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if anyone else is in the chat and can like comment on whether or not my stream is choppy right now. My dream here, I think, is to single dig D5 if I get the chance with my first action. I think that I probably just want to get Temple for... I probably want Temple for Fire 1 as witches here. It's not like super exciting, but I also think that witches in general don't struggle as much for workers because you can expand nicely. I want to advance ship this game with this, and I want to do it pretty aggressively so I can get to like G3, B5 before Nomads build a stronghold. Yeah, it'll also allow me to expand it here in round 4, but I can only do that if I have nice shipping. So. Okay, this is not what I was hoping to see. This is a huge bummer. Engineers open with a single spade, which, okay, I guess I don't have to worry about giving Nomads a single spade anymore. Maybe I can get double spade. I, looks like nomads are going to beat me to it. Darkling's just upgrade here. I think that this is. Yeah, I do not like this from Darklings. I'm tempted now to. I'm very biased, but I think that what's happening here is wrong. Um, I should probably delete the spam from my messages. Um, so I get some lead from NGs. I guess this doesn't give nomads anything to do this yet. I'm gonna temple for fire 1. All right, maybe I should put my bump on air, because then engineers are likely to rush Earth 1, and then the air step should give me the power that I need for double spade. So yeah, I'm hoping to get leech from engineers when they temple here. Because I was thinking that E6 was going to get built, so I was going to get leech from there anyway. But now we're actually in a spade crisis, which I was not anticipating. This is a very. Oh wait, nomads took workers. Okay, nomads probably build a stronghold and then come through here. So double dig is no longer under contest, I guess, which is neat. I don't think engineers are going to get double dig as well, but maybe they do. No, I get double dig. Okay, cool. So we're at least somewhat in business. I kind of expect nomads to sandstorm B5 at this point, which is a bit of a bummer. I'll come down here in case Darklings are interested in G6. Nomads get their priest off. That's really nice. I think that, yeah, we'll see exactly how they choose to play it. But this kind of feels like a stronghold to me. Not until I get the stronghold out. Sorry, I'm missing what that's in response to. I'm not sure I'm building a stronghold as witches this game, by the way. I don't know if that's a hot take, but Sandstorm to green. Oh, you don't. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I think that nomads. I mean, they won't sandstorm this until I can reach it, but I'm probably not reaching it via stronghold. I'm probably reaching it via shipping, right? This is a game where I'm opening with a temple, um, and the ship tile is in the game. So I think that I'm shipping this game, not strongholding. Like there's no stronghold here. Like maybe I stronghold down here, right? Like that's the only time where I really see myself strongholding. Darklings do claim this territory. I think engineers have warped this game, like the structure, the way that this game looks a lot compared to like how we expected it to be. Cults are open, yeah. So maybe sending priests to cults is better than fighting shipping too hard. Darklings have also left me G6. Um, it's like potentially interesting to me, I guess, if I can dig all the way down through here. Like this is the start of a town, right? But I need 4 hexes for this town because this is a 3 hex. This is like an easy 3 hex town. NG's pass. Probably pass on to coins. Or at least that's what I think that they should pass on to, but One never knows. They actually could pass onto the power tile to assure themselves double spade, but they literally have only one hex that they can spade usefully. They do pass on to coins instead, okay. We could take Earth 1 here. We don't have to take Fire 1. We could take Earth 1. They may pass onto the TP tile and put up 2 TPs next round. Is that really bad here? 9. I would be down to 9, and then this will put me at 7 coins for next round. 7 coins, and then I pass on to this isn't that good for economy. No, I'm just gonna trust in economy. I'm just gonna trust in economy for now. I think I do want to ship a lot this game still. If I can get Earth 1 next round, then I'll be happy. If I can't, then I can't. I expect Nomads to build both of these dwellings here. Darklings probably pass now for... They're either taking the TP tile or the dwelling tile. I'm going to take the other one, probably. Or I might take worker power, I guess. Well, okay, I have a bunch of coins, so maybe passing for ship VP is actually better. I get myself going and I just build G6, G3, C3 next round. Am I building a second temple next round? There is the TP scoring for it, but I think that I kind of want to secure hexes next round instead of building temples. I think I would prefer C3, G3 to building temples next round. Yeah, slight preference there. Don't know like exactly what's the correct, like the canonically correct thing to do here, but it feels kind of good. Though if I do get offered this, then I'll be very tempted to just pass onto this and make 2 TPs and a dwelling. Don't know why Darklings are thinking so hard here. They might be trying to figure out what they're passing for, I guess. They obviously don't have like a power action worth taking anymore. They might be considering taking a priest, so they can like send it to water or something. They do take the priest, okay. All right. Because we took Fire 1, I think that we don't go for the goofy TP strategy, and instead we just take this. Or this, actually. This is probably better. This is more, like, slightly more stuff than this. This guy gets me closer to a power action. But I plan to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dwellings at the end of the round. And I only plan to have 3 points worth of shipping and 5 points worth of dwelling. So this is a few more victory points. And other people are just more interested in this guy compared to the shipping. So we're going to open next round with advanced ship. and then we'll build 2 dwellings, and maybe we'll put up a TP or something on D5, but we might not. We'll see how that. We'll see about that decision. What do Darklings do with their priest? They put it to Earth. Yeesh. Well, I mean, I guess they get this, but yeah. If it gets them onto the tile that they want, which is the priest, then I guess it's not that bad. I think that it's kind of a waste, but yeah, I'm as far as the temple question goes, yeah, I think I'm not doing it yet. So nomads don't seem to want sandstorm here too much. I think they might want to take away A10 from me. If I get to B5, then they probably want a sandstorm A10. That would be my thought. NGs hopefully don't advance ship first action. That would certainly hurt my dreams. This is not how I would have played Nomads. I would have tried shipping up here, or I would have played this with like shipping. But I guess that was probably plan A, and then they decided to adapt. Well, engineers advanced shipping, so G3 is gone. So advancing ship is probably no longer good for me, in which case I need to figure out what else I'm doing in my life. This is awkward. Yeah, this is very awkward. I say we advance ship anyway, so that we get some tempo on hexes that we want next round. But for now, this probably just goes here. It is a cult game. I think that I should send my first priest to fire to get this bonus. Jekyll, you are saying that I could have cult stepped and priest to water. I think that's easy to say in hindsight, but I bumped air so that I could get the power to double spade in round 1. I don't think I get the double spade. Like, I think Nomads wound up taking the workers after I cult bumped air, but they could have instead taken double spade if I had let them. Now that said, it's not like, so I don't think that I actually could have done that. I think I still advance my shipping here. I gotta like do what I can, right? Like I've gone down this fire 1 line already. I am very sad about this Darkling's placement. It has hurt me like a lot. Engineers don't wind up getting the leech for double spade, so they're forced to build D6, and then I actually do get G3. So this is a little bit of luck for me that NGs didn't quite get that leech. Let's see, do we want to put up a TP on D5? Not sure. Might want to. It's worth 3 points. It gives coin income. I might have like I might have more workers than I need currently. Darklings took workers, which normally means that they're going for a sanctuary. So I assume that this is like sanctuary here, build F5, and then they just enter the next round with 4 priests. I think that seems really good. I think that's what they should do, but we'll see if they agree with me or not. they decide to go for a second temple, which is fine by me, I suppose. I get some more leech, as opposed to like the sanctuary here, which is probably what I think that they should have done. Engineers also go for a second temple up here, which is cool. Yeah, I imagine that the moment that I get up to B5, A10 gets Sandstorm. So I need to find a second town spot, assuming that Darklings take G6 from me. 8 workers, 8 coins seems like a pretty decent balance. There's a temple for Fire 1. They'll build F5. No, engineers are not building a second temple. Instead, they're doing this type of shenanigans, which is fun. That's fun. Building a TP now, like, engineers are likely to pass, right? And engineers might pass for the tile that I want. So I think I should just pass. I would love to get reach from Darklings on F5 here, so that way, when I take the coins action, I only burn down to 6, as opposed to everything. There is this town down here that I'm like slightly eyeing up. Darklings are likely to spend 3 priests on this hex here, and then maybe 1 dig on G6. I don't know if they're going to dig G6 or not. If they dig H7, then that means that this town is under threat. Like, but if they dig G6 and they try to wrap around me, then this is a possible town. That said, I guess like plan A should probably be G6, H8, and try to just like town like this. I am kind of writing this town off as dead at this point, but I do need at least 2 towns to have a good Witches game. If nomads don't take E3, there's technically also this town, but I think that by the time that I get over here, it might be too late to try to like get through this stuff. There is also this town, which is the same number of digs as this town, but like D1, E1, F1, F2 is also the same number of digs as D1, D2, E3, F2, but it's much worse neighbors, so less convinced. Nomads, by the way, look like they're leading by like a massive amount right now. The one bad thing about not rushing Earth 1 for me was that I let Nomads have it, and they're probably just going to run away with this game. Like, they're about to pass on to Engineers, this guy, which is just insane. The one good thing is that Nomads actually can't Sandstorm yet. They don't have a worker here, so they take Water 1 instead of Earth 1. That's very interesting. They're just assuming that they get Earth 1 later, because I don't particularly look like I want it that much right now. any dreams about getting F2 and E3 are probably misplaced at this point, considering that engineers are going to have tempo on this. Um, all they need to do is pass on to a power tile, and then they can double spade these two hexes. Not the speediest game here from Darklings. Nomads have played very quickly. I'm okay. I think plays very quickly in general. Um, okay, puts a priest to water, which I don't know, like maybe they're angling for this tile or something. I don't think that priest to water is particularly good, but maybe they're fighting cults this game, and it makes sense. I feel a bit sad that I haven't put any priests onto cults. It did seem like there was stuff for the taking, but I've been putting my priests into shipping and trying to do like other stuff that really might just not be worth it in terms of payoff. Like I'm never beating nomads on network here. Um, I guess this gets Darklings onto the Dwellings tile, which they might have wanted. No, sorry. There's no way that they wanted the Dwellings tile. Don't exactly know what they were up to here. Because I mean, they were on the Dwellings tile, like they had the Dwellings tile open already. You think that NGs are doing well? Yeah, I think that. Honestly, I think everyone's doing pretty well, other than me. I think that I'm in possibly like fourth place here. Um, this type of color matchup, like I'm just very poor at. I'm not doing well in my Snowman game, where I picked witches from the fourth seat either into engineers. Like obviously, this is a different matchup from Snellman's like cultists, Darklings, witches, engineers type of game, but um, yeah, that hasn't been going great either. Like it's just hard to know what to do with your priests in these situations. Come on, buddy. It's not that hard to make a decision here. It takes worker power. Um, I wonder if there's a world where I get double dig here. I'm gonna advance my ship, and then I want to build I6 if I'm allowed to. Andrews might take that from me. Then I want to build B5, A10, A11. Like, is there a world where I actually get double dig here? If I leave coins on the table? That world is probably wrong anyway. Severe, you actually think that revised base makes green-gray better for gray, but it's weird. That's interesting. I think that green is better on this map and gray is worse on this map, but maybe in this color matchup, gray is a little better compared to like before. Um, I suppose that I could have played nice with nomads and just actually started on B5, and then I just like, and I also play nice with engineers who get this stretch, but like that's a little too nice, right, for engineers. NGs want this with the landscape, so I'm losing this hex, which is sad times. Yeah, green is so good on revised base, so that's, you think it's better with the strongholds. Interesting. I mean, I guess like based on what's actually happened, Nomads playing here was actually like they were hoping that I would come here, but engineers have single dug 3 times now in 3 rounds, and it hasn't hurt them too much. I have to assume that this is supposed to be the landscape, but it is taking them a very long time to actually place it. This is also making me sad that I took coins instead of double spade, right? Like, I think that I could have gotten the leech to double spade if I had just put my priest. I could have just put my priest to air now. You don't get b5. This is a town. The landscape, you dig through, like you now you just need c5, and now this is a 3-hex town, right? Or 4-hex town rather. I think it's kind of cool, but they are losing the town with I6, which, I mean, they probably should have secured I6 so that they could actually get this town. Like, I don't hate this, right? Like, this is a town for them. Engineers could hard dig I7, I6. We'll see if they want to. Like, it wouldn't be that insane if they did. For my own sanity, I think that if they do take I6 with a hard dig, then probably my plan is to hard dig G6 next. The engineers advance on the exchange track, so they're doing very strange stuff. Anyway, I want C2 so that I can get around the bend to these guys in the next round. I think I take G6 now, and that way this means that my next town is like just it's an expensive dig, but it's fine. Engineers are going to pass onto this dwellings tile, which hurts my ability to get VPs later. I assume the whoa what is in response to engineers advancing dig. It's going to be a real embarrassment when I lose to this player. Okay. Yeah, they have 100 elo. But honestly, like, up until that moment, like, they were playing pretty sane, in my opinion. Darklings probably don't quite have the score that they would want to at this point in the game. They've already had a round 3 digs game, and they're only at 44 points. They do have, like, some good scoring favors, I guess. So I've been Earth 1 blocked, by the way, so I probably do need to get Water 1 now. Darklings left me that blue. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, because it's not like they lacked leech, right? Like, they have lots of leech. Building this also, like, ensures them this, like, these neighbors and stuff, but honestly, I think that they just ran out of priests because of this. But yeah, like, they could have taken G6 instead of H7, right? I think that Darklings, I would say, have played the worst here. Other than the engineers advancing digs, I would say that the Darklings play has been the most suspect. I think that Nomads are winning by miles still. I will take I6 next, I guess. Man, if I could just get 2 more leech right now, that would be amazing. But it doesn't look like, obviously, that's not going to happen. I think that I'm going to hard dig C2. I think I'm going to take workers here and hard dig C2. It's 2 points now, and then well, no, I should probably just wait and, like, do something better. So with Nomad Sandstorming C1, I think that this this does make it attractive to try to come for this town. Um, that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more digs this game. 6. That might be too many digs. I have left myself in bad position to get onto the hexes that I want later. Am I just taking coins here again? I'm probably templing for water 1 first. I guess I might just get water 1 blocked right now. In which case I just build all my TPs and stuff. NGs begin by advancing on the dig track again, okay? It's kind of fun, I guess, to see an unusual engineers type of game, but it's probably not very good. I mean, I could rush water 1 here, but also coins is available. We'll see if engineers even take water 1 this round. Nomad's advanced ship. I'm gonna hard dig C2. I expect them because I expect them to build B2. And then I will start on water 1 after that. NGs have to take water 1 now if they want it. Darklings can take it at their leisure. So yeah, I don't think making a TP there was good anyway, because if NGs are taking water 1, then they're doing it this move anyway. They would have beaten me to it always. They just passed. Okay, so I'm getting water 1. So I'm in a better position than I had feared. Once I temple for water 1, that also means that this guy can be a landscape. But I guess there's no need to worry about landscape just yet, because I can, yeah. Okay, Darklings build this, so I do need to build C2. I don't see how this helps Darklings connect, but it does help them look for another town. So now it's a race for these hexes. Nomads would really like to get a 3rd town up here. I don't think that they will. There is a points pass tile open, but there's no way I'm going for that. I'm on a TP tile and it's a dwelling scoring round, so I'm probably just going to have the longest round here and then try to pass quickly next round onto the TP tile. I'm going to try to end this round with temple here, trading post here. So let's count it. 4 workers for temple, 2 workers for trading post, and then, well, the unfortunate part is that that only gets me A3, D1. Can it ever be better not to even bother with making the trading, like, is it ever possible that it's better to skip water 1 for now? I get more dwellings out this round that way. My leeches are going to start to get really expensive. I might decline this leech. On the other hand, that leech would also let me take the workers, and then I get another TP at another dwelling. I don't think there's necessarily like a lot of shame in just leaving D1 unbuilt. It's only 2 points. What? How did Darklings didn't build this? What? That's pretty surprising to me. That's really kind to nomads. So nomads are getting this town. Yeah, I don't think they should have done that. Darklings are just building as many hexes as they can. Okay, but they could have just built this. What did they do previously? They just bumped water so that they could take a power action. The digging entries makes me think that maybe I should also be advancing digs this game. My economy right now is just absolutely killer. Darklings take the power, or the workers, so that ends my dream of that. I don't think it's terrible to go temple trading post dwelling here. Actually, that's exactly what I want, right? Yeah. Temple, model 1. Nomads single dig A6. Okay, they're locking in their territory for their town. I still don't understand, like, Darklings using this cult bump instead of just digging A5 is just unfathomable to me. They just completely lost their town because they allowed nomads to just, like, come around the bend like this. I think that they really should not have done that. I could be a jerk and hard dig this and just put a landscape down. That would actually kill Nomad's town. Thanks. We'll do this. Oh man, this pass hurts because I think Darklings might beat me to this pass. I probably if Darklings take a priest here, then I can build D1 because that means that they want to use the priest on I10. Nope, they just pass anyway for the ship tile. So okay, fine. Oh, I get the ship tile anyway? That's cool. Okay, we have a chance to put a priest to a cult. I don't think that it does us any good to do that, so we'll just pass for the ship tile. I don't think I need to rush for a town here. Um, so I think instead of, like, what, the prerequisite to this, which is landscape, is that you have, what is it, 2 temples on the board. So currently I do have 2 temples on the board, but I might not later. Darkling's Sanctuary now for Water 1. My priest here goes to air. Do I need the landscape? Should I just Sanctuary now and then just pass right on to the TP tile? That might be my best way of scoring this game, actually, and advancing my economy. Like, the landscape doesn't do me that much good. It's purely network. I'm probably never beating nomads anyway. Or, I mean, it might help me against nomads, but I think the awkwardness of trying to get it this round is outweighed by just the idea that I can put up a sanctuary and then pass onto this tile and get coins. So we're going to try that. Oh, sorry. So up goes the sanctuary. And we will just take the pointer. I guess I'm leaving 3 points on the table by not advancing my ship a third time. I do need to advance my ship a third time anyway, but I think that we can live with that. I guess there's also the slight question of, do I actually have enough stuff to build 3 TPs and dig something down next round? It's a lot of workers. That helps. If I think that nomads really do want a sanctuary here. So if they don't sanctuary yet, then I am going to risk just advancing ship. Engineers took Earth 2 here, so yeah, that doesn't seem very good for them. They do just build their sanctuary now. So I think that nomads are also clearly ready to pass at this point. Yeah, they even take Fire 2 in the 2 key town, presumably. Oh no, they take a 1 key town. Darklings build a sanctuary. or the stronghold, which I guess makes enough sense. They will dig down their landscape next. All right, so we're doing some counting of our workers now. Um, we have the different coin town. Okay. If we pass now, we're gonna have 15 workers next round. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this will require 7 workers. Darklings, I don't think Darklings will pass necessarily. They would have to convert all their priests back into dwellings, right? If they tried to pass onto this dwelling style. I'm thinking like nomads are ready to pass now. Um, and I get the coins action. Like the coins action is probably the tiebreaker here that makes me want to just pass. I think we can still salvage a second place here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Entries are getting this town, so they're gonna get 2 towns this game. Well, it might only be 1 town because their worker economy is so poor. They might only have this town. Nomads wind up locking up this town space. Nomads hadn't used their sandstorm, so I could have advanced my ship there. That was probably a bit of a mistake not to advance my ship. Darklings will just need to use their priests for something, so hopefully they leave H8 and I11 alone, and they dig like G4 and I10 or something. Triple dig does make sense for them. Maybe H6. They have an income of 3 priests, so they would love to spend 3 priests at once, so they have tempo and passing. Darklings are considering passing right now, and just getting onto the ship tile. I believe that's what's going on here. Do I consider getting? Yes, I was thinking about. So I actually have been. So this is a Ghetto Ged's question. Do I consider upgrading digging? I have been thinking about it, and I think that I'm just a little bit short on coins. In order to make this town, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coins, right? I'm going to have 9 plus 7 is 11 coins. Or sorry, 9 plus 7 is 16 coins. 11 coins are required for the town, and then 10 coins are required for advancing digs. So I would find myself in a 5 coin deficit, I think. I have 1 power that can convert to a coin, so that's 4 coin deficit. I could advance my digs once and then take a coin town or a ship town in order to advance my ship for the final stuff. That is what I am considering that. I think that's not a terrible idea. Engie's dug, or Darklings dug I-10, which I don't love for them. I think that just digging h6 was better, that gets them much better passing tempo because they still have 2 priests left. And also, do they build I10? Do they convert? They convert a priest back. Yeah, they might as well just have passed. That's, I hate to see it. Some of my workers become coins. I have so many. I don't have that many. Advanced dig twice brings me down to 11. Like, I have 15, right? Advanced dig twice puts me at 11. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts me at 5. And then I need 3 to build H8. I guess I have 2 left over in that case, right? So, depending on the leech that I get from Darklings, maybe. Let's say, I think that we probably go with coins and then we start like making TPs. We probably build all 3 of the TPs before we do anything else. And then maybe I get the leech, right? Maybe I get enough 2-for-1s to make it so that advancing digs becomes good. That's probably the way that we handle this. As long as no one takes our ship down, or the last, well, I can always get a power town, right? Power town should always be able to do the job for me, so I don't need to worry about losing a town, so I can't advance ship and connect at the end. That means ending the game with, I'm only going to get out 1 more structure, probably, assuming that I can't get I11 or something. I guess I could possibly build A11. So let's say I get out 2 more structures. That means that I end with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my board. And I just let Darklings have both towns and network over me. Ugh. Darklings can connect here, but it requires a lot of shipping and a lot of digging. We've blocked off this entire connection path up here, so their only connection route is through the south now. Alright, so if we remember correctly, okay, Darklings upgrade down there first, which means that I'm upgrading here next, because they're not going to upgrade H7 again. I want to maximize my leech currently. Do I not have animations on? I do have animations. Okay. Wow, how did Engis get this many workers? Oh, I guess they took a workers action. Okay. They're gonna fight for this town as well, but first they should just build these. Well, yeah, first they can just build these 2 TPs. Oh, they were deciding whether or not to take my leech. It's a bummer for me that both these guys got these pass tiles. I passed a little bit early, and I could have greeted out 3 more points via the ship tile, but I don't think that I regret things too much here. Nomads take the coin town, which I did want, so that's kind of unfortunate for me. Normally I don't love taking coin towns so late in the game, but this is clearly a game where you have lots of opportunities to turn those resources into victory points. And there's still a lot of stuff that I want to do, essentially, is the bigger part of that. If Darklings connect, well, that's pretty arduous, right? That requires 1 priest to come down here. Let's say they advance ship twice, and then they build these hexes. That's 5 priests, so they have the priests for that. They don't have a lot of coins though. Okay, I think that with this TP upgrade, I believe that I'm now in the territory where I no longer need or where advancing digs does make sense, rather. Darklings take the power town, which means that they are looking to do a lot of stuff. Do they have the stuff to connect? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coins for the shipping. Then 6 coins for the dwellings. 8 plus 6 is 14. They have 12 right now, and they have 2 extra workers. Or they have 3 extra workers because they can put a landscape down. Okay, so Darklings are connecting. So they're going to get down to 4 structures. Around 4 structures. And then I don't think I'm planning to get to 4. So maybe it's not worth connecting anyway. We'll see if engineers connect. Priest to Air also gives me Leech. Yeah. True. The fact that Darklings are connecting is making me feel like what I really want is for engineers to just take I7. I know that they won't, but it would be pretty cool if they did. Darklings build a TP, which does not help their connection goals. Okay, that's good news for me. I continue to think that nomads are running away with this, by the way. If I put Priest to Air, then presumably nomads just snap off the last Priest to Air. I don't even know if there's specifically any town that I still want. Maybe the Priest town, or the Workers town, maybe. Well, I guess the Ship town is what allows me to connect, right? Ship town is probably still best down there. At this point, I think we are pretty convinced that we're advancing digs. Yeah, nomads do put the final Priest to Air, which is what we expected. Bummer. The Darkling's thought process continues. Um, yeah, probably making TPs is just better for them. Is Temple for Air 3 not bad here? That's a good question. I was thinking about that too. So, like, the upside to Temple for Air 3 is that it gives me a swing on Nomads, who are possibly on biggest competition. It lets me build an extra TP as well. The downside to that is that Temple for Air 3 means that I lose my ability, and it also lets me put the landscape, right? But Templing for Air 3 also means that I'm not advancing digs. Um, so it's an 8-point swing versus Nomads, theoretically. And then it gives me another 6 points here. So that's like 12 points. And then maybe it lets me place my landscape instead of building a dwelling. It's not obvious to me that that's that much better than alternative routes. Like, where advancing digs is just straight up 12 points, right? You're saying that building TPs is better than advancing digs. I agree with that. However, building a temple and a TP is not necessarily better than advancing digs, right? NGs are trying to make this town, but they're 2 workers short, I think. They would have needed they need a stronghold, which is 3 workers, plus this, I think. In any case, we're always building this TP, so we can just do that now. Let's think about this line. We don't want to build dwellings anyway if we don't have to, right? We would prefer to build the landscape if we could. Templing for Air 3, one cool thing about it is that it gives us 6 power, so we could take the double spade. And taking the double spade is way better than spending all the workers. So that is one area where I do like this idea a lot of advancing we need a ship advance. Yeah, we do need a ship advance, but so we're taking this town here. So effectively, we're talking about 4 points here, plus 6 points here, as opposed to just advancing digs twice for 12 points. But advancing digs twice costs 14 resources, whereas temple and trading post together cost fewer than that. You think that I can reach network of 14 by advancing digs, building H8, I11, and A11. I don't think I need that much network because Darklings can't connect. They need 2 more shipping in order to connect, right? I don't need 14 network, and 14 network isn't going to help me against Nomads, is it? Nomads haven't even used their Sandstorm. They have this yellow. Well, Nomads might struggle a little bit, but like they can hard dig as well. So like Nomads are always beating 14 network. So I'm not that interested in 14 network either. But this Air 3 idea is still very appealing to me. I should have an extra priest either way. So this priest goes onto the water track, I believe. Yeah. I think the math is a little wrong that I just did about how many resources it costs to advance dig versus how many resources it costs to temple and build a trading post. So the temple and trading post is 10 points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 resources. However, there's like the secret costs that are also cost me 4 more resources for the town. So that's really 16 resources. Advancing digs twice is 16 resources as well, for 12 points. I guess the good thing about the Air 3 line is that I get some of the resources back from this power, and it also lets me drop a landscape, which saves me 1 point worth of resources. It saves me 3 resources. So I am leaning more and more toward that. I think the two are probably approximately equivalent. So H8, I11, A11, right? That's what you were saying. I don't think I have quite the resources to do that. I don't think I have the coins to do that. I guess we'll see. But I want to build a TP anyway, right? The whole point of this is that I can build more TPs if I do build a temple. Like, basically, I'm actually looking at nomads now, and like, they still need to. Oh, they have their ship advanced. So, how are they getting these structures out? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay. They clearly have 3 more structures in them. But if they do build that TP, like the question is, are nomads going to build a TP instead of going all the way down? Well, okay. Nomads did this, so my dream of lots of network is dead. Or Darklings did that. Which means probably that I should just abandon. I need to get E10 probably pretty quickly then. Yeah, because engineers digging this would be really rough for me. They can't make their town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like they can't make a town. Like I'm hoping that they've seen that now, but they could still mess with me a lot. I forgot that they have advanced digs. We're just gonna hope that we get E10. Oh, NG's Canton. You're right. They can fire 2, right? They can bridge here and then just fire 2. Bridge, fire 2, Workers Town. Yeah. They can town, but they can't mess with this hex then. They could dig it once, but I don't think that engineers are going to do that. There comes the trading camp. I imagine the next move is like build B1 straight up or something. So after messing with me here, Darklings turn their attention elsewhere. Okay. Here's fire 2, presumably. One thing I'm wondering is it worth it here to jump up the water track instead of taking 5 points? Whoa, NGs took air 1. So, oh, they can still take fire 2 if they see that correctly. But I should probably just lock up my town now while I can. I have lots of cheap TP spots, so I'm fine. Drop the special landscape. Okay. So, probably just take the ship town. It's just the straight up most stuff. These priests are still very useful for me. Question is it worth it to jump up this track? This is probably where I should be doing some math. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resources to build this, and then 4 resources to. I don't need ship advances anymore, if that's the case. I could probably just take a priest town then, right? There's no like single dig for multiple greens, right? Yeah. One, two, 5, 6, 7. I'll just take the points. Now my priest can just go to water anyway. I will put 1 priest to fire first. Actually, I'm just going to stall on where I put the priest, right? So. Andrews can count. Okay, so you're back from defending your Agricola #1 rank. What did you miss? What you missed is that I'm in an awful color wheel, and players did not play how I expected them to, and nomads are running away with this game. That's what you've missed. Getoged thinks that advancing makes advancing digs now makes more sense now that Darkling's dug this. I don't. I think it's fine. I think that Darkling's digging this was completely foreseeable, and honestly, like the fact that they dug this instead of connecting makes my life easier. I think that I was basically never going to catch nomads anyway. The thing is that what nomads really want to do is they want to they don't want to build a final dwelling. They want to advance their ship and make it TP. Um, so a ship advance is just so profitable for them right now. Oh, they can expensive TP, so they didn't need fire too. I see what you're saying now. Cool. Okay, I'm going to make a TP, of course. I avoided giving nomads leech because um, I don't really want nomads to be able to build B1. Andrews should really probably not be taking the leech that they are, but they did, so. The rest of our game probably looks like send 2 priests to cults. I'm going to wait out Darklings to see if I can trick them a little bit, and then probably advance my digs. Need 12 resources for another temple and TP. I'm not looking at another temple and TP, am I? I mean, I guess I could take like water 3. That would get me 2 resources back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would get me to 11. Um, yeah, I'm not really looking at doing that. What I really want is I just want to send priests to cults. It does look like we're beating Darklings. We're about equal in cults. And then I have air, and then I'm beating them on network, and I have air 1. They just defend the water cult, which is probably the right move. But I am going to send Priest to Water anyway, so that nomads can't get Priest to Water. And then I'll send Priest to Fire. What have nomads got here? They have yet to advance their ship their final time. So I'm going to send both my priests to the Fire cult. No, never mind. Nomads can afford a priest, one more priest to send off frivolously, so. Priest to Water makes most sense. Priest to Water, Priest to Fire, Advanced Digs. That's what we got. So we're going to get 6 more points. So we'll be at 120. We'll pass for 132. 132 plus 16 is going to be 148 plus 12, 160. Nomads probably advance their ship here. They have 22 cult points. Yeah, Nomads advanced ship, 22 cult points. So that'll put them at 111, 110. 110, pass for 9, 119. Network 137. Then they have 22 from here. That's 159. Is it possible that I'm beating Nomads? Is the fact that I'm getting these like cheap network points without building my stuff gonna actually enable me to be ahead of Nomads? The Darklings have nowhere near enough, right? They're passing for 7. Oh, they're passing for less than 7 now. They're passing for 6. 122. 6 points on network. 128. 12 points on cults. I assume that they're losing this one. 140. Maybe I overestimated my points there. I think I might have overcounted my own points. Um, it, it doesn't seem like I can realistically be ahead of Nomads. Yeah, I think Nomads are probably like 9 points ahead of me instead of 1 point behind me, like I added there. I must have been off by 10 somewhere. With these extra resources and this dig advance, it looks like the Priest Town might just have been better. Like I didn't actually need to build this hex up here in order to take second on network. So, like I'm not too unhappy with this game. It was an ugly color wheel, and I think that I scored like relatively well in the end of it. So you can't like you can't win them all, and it was like a better performance than I expected, like from this color wheel. So, uh, I'm okay saying oof close. Did I do my math correctly after all? This does look like 160, and Nomads are at 159. Oh wow. Okay, guess so. Yeah, I guess I actually did win this, which kind of surprises me. Um, it didn't feel like a very winning game for a lot of it. I think that my big break was probably the way that the round one spades broke out. I don't think that it's clear that I should have gone the round one spades. And obviously, engineers like playing oddly, to say the least, had an impact. Nice end gameplay, thank you. I do think that like this Air 3 was probably pretty crucial in the end. I also think that like, I mean, it's obviously like a huge break for me that Darklings didn't wind up connecting. I think that they could have gotten the stuff to connect if they had wanted to, but they like just missed out. Okay, they're relatively fast, so you know what? I'm gonna give them a thumb. Big break that the Darklings dug the hex to block me. Well, I mean, like, the thing is, Darklings were always supposed to block me, right? Like, they could have dug this. Like, even if I take H8, right, Darklings almost certainly dig I11. Um, so yeah, like, that's, yeah, like, Darklings could have always messed with me, with my Network 14 dreams. Like, Nomads, by the way, like, they didn't even have to, like, if they really wanted to compete with me, they could have just built B1 instead of advancing their ship at the end. So and without Earth One, I just feel like competing for a network with nomads was probably never like the right call. The good thing, the big break that I got is that I didn't have to compete for network with Darklings, who actually built more structures than I did. Yeah, all sorts of like very small things that went into this, like this this landscape saved me one victory point, right? Because I didn't have to build 3 points worth of a dwelling, and that advanced me to allow me to advance my dig, so it was more than just one victory point. Um, all right, so quick look here. This game is probably proof that taking coins actions is good. Um, I took none of the weaker power actions and three of the best power action, and I'm the only one who took a two spades power action this game, which is that is a huge failure of engineers. I think that they're like obviously they're a relatively new player. They only have 100 elo. Um, they played kind of a weird game where they advanced their digs, but this is uh, this is definitely key in terms of just securing what I really needed to win. It was a good coin income game due to Fire One. Um, engineers had a strange TP's game, but let's see, what do we got here? So yeah, we tied for the most coins total. We got the most workers this game, which is nice. I think that nomads, like, if there is one place where nomads went wrong, it's probably building that second temple. Um, they built a second temple to get Earth One, after they got Water One with a temple, and I think that might have slowed them down just like a little more than they needed, like than they wanted to be slowed down. Um, it's also possible that they could have gotten away with like this town is overbuilt, this town is overbuilt, and this town has uh, like this town could easily have this landscape here on D2, right, instead of being on A10. So they could have had Air 1 instead of Fire 2. That would have helped them on the Air Cult to close out the Air Cult against me. And I think it would have just gotten them straight up more victory points. So uh, that's probably the mistake. Is there time for another game? No, there's no time for another game, unfortunately. I have people coming over, so there's cleaning that needs to happen. um, so just like a quick breakdown of how this all shook out. We didn't particularly hit the track very well. Darklings actually hit the track very well, which you expect to happen in a game with round 3 digs. They also built TPs at the end of the game. They built their big building here just like we did. And of course, like Darklings are able to build late dwellings very well. So around 4 dwellings is good for Darklings. Nomads also didn't hit the track that well, which was partially a result of securing that scoring favor, those scoring favors. We played a Water 1, Air 1 game. I believe that was 5 points from Water 1, 6 points from Air 1, something like that. Or 15 points of Water 1, 6 points of Air 1. NG sadly rushed Earth 1 and managed to only build 6 dwellings after that, which is unfortunate. Darklings did get Earth 1, Water 1 points. So they did fine there, but not connecting was rough for them. That's one of the issues with black on this map, I think. Yeah, so we got 2 towns, but they were pretty decent towns. We got some very cheap network points, very cheap cult points, and a couple of other tech points, and that was really it. Like we didn't actually outscore nomads, but we just managed to like do enough stuff that this 7-point victory cushion or 7 victory point cushion became enough. So yeah. I think that in terms of what we learned, maybe Darklings are less good than you think in these weird color sandwiches or in these weird color matchups because of their issues with connection. Darklings are not as good on revised base as you think. Don't build up too much as nomads. And probably witches are still good on this map. Even with strange color sandwiches. So, yeah. That's all I got for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for chatting. I'll see you all next time.